Okay, so have you ever been searching to find the greatest superhero of all time? It started off in a couch in Edgeware. It takes you all the way through many different episodes, many different formats, many different comics, many different journeys, and people along the way. We're here today to announce the results. 64 entered, 1 remains. Join us to find out who is the greatest superhero of all time. Okay,
We're finally here.
we are.
This is it. After, is it 10 or 11 months now?
It's 11 months. It's almost a year.
God, almost a year of our lives spent trying to find the greatest superhero of all time, and we're finally there.
You know what I like about it as well is that it was a collaborative effort. Like so many different people, like not just us. It was Jimsicle and Ellie.
Jimsicle
and,
over on You Have Issues and Ellie on Talking Comics.
Gav, Tristan came along.
Yep.
And then also everyone commenting in the votes when we couldn't decide, and then also
So
voting
important.
on the final.
Yeah.
Like it was just so many different people.
Yeah.
So I think whoever wins, you can't really argue with it.
You can't. And like we've built up such, I would say this has probably been instrumental in creating the community that we have now. I mean, if you look at our most viewed videos, 12,000 is Wolverine Superman, and admittedly a lot of that is down to luck of those two films coming out at the same time. But then you get things like, the Captain America versus Daredevil and Daredevil versus Batman, and
There's a Deadpool one in there somewhere.
Deadpool Iron Man as well, and like things like that have got so many views and so many of you subscribing, which we're so thankful for. And those of you that have stuck around for the regular reviews and the side segments as well, that's amazing. So I mean, it's been fantastic.
I think you're right. I think a lot of the people watching our videos are people whose first video was an episode of Who Wins.
Yeah, definitely. So I think without further ado, I will announce the winners. There's nothing on this piece of card. I'm just holding it for pure dramatic effect. So with a total result of 31 to 26.
So I think it
23, sorry. 31 to 23, the winner and the greatest superhero of all time, according to Dan and Dale's comic book show, is, and I get to say it for the I don't know how many time, it's Batman.
Okay.
Batman wins. So let's talk a little bit about how we feel about. First off, let's have a picture of Batman and some fireworks going off on the side. Oh my God, it's so amazing! Oh yeah, Batman. Yeah.
No. Okay.
So let's talk a little bit.
I do
how we
have
feel
some.
about that.
I do have some things to say.
First off, can I just say, well done in the debate, because I think at least 20 of those people who voted were purely down to your level of persuasion. You did such a better job debating than I did, and I'm pretty sure I only won because it's Batman.
A lot of people will be watching this saying, well, if Batman won, that means the whole thing was pointless because everyone knew then anyway. Like, that's everyone's first answer.
Yeah.
I'd like to dispute that a little. First
do
off,
that.
I still do think Dick Grayson's a bad character.
Yeah, whatever.
But I want to dispute that a little bit by just saying that, that is a hell of a filtering process that he's gone through.
64 characters.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'll say, Batman got a fairly easy pathway through in comparison to Dick Grayson, who's had to go through the likes of Superman. Like, that's some tough competition, but that's a hell of an accomplishment in itself. And the fact that it came down to Batman versus Robin, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think, and that is also, I think the fact that's a testament to Batman as well, right? He's selling the comics that Dick Grayson is a character in for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I was saying is that it's a hell of a filtering process that he's gone through against numerous different people.
Yeah.
You're right, Dick Grayson, both myself and people like Jimsicle and the people watching the show put him through against Superman. Like, it was actually the people who were watching.
They put him through. I didn't want him to get through Superman.
So you know what I mean? He had a hell of a backing.
Yeah.
So he was no, it wasn't a pushover by any means.
Nah.
There were times when Dick Grayson was winning early on. I think it was sort of the middle part when Batman just started to pull away with it. But I think I think it's important that now, we can say with all confidence that it's not just because it's Batman. It's, we did a good thing for Batman here.
We really did. We talked a lot about how do we feel. I'm just going to shout all my lines now because of the street cleaner. We talked a lot about how Superman wasn't going to get past because he's Superman, and the same went for Batman. He wasn't getting through just because he was Batman, and he had to go up against some stiff competition, and he didn't get through because he's the detective and the world's greatest detective and the Dark Knight and all of that. He got through purely on the fact that he is one of the best superheroes without having any superpowers. He's very relatable as a character.
That's enough about Batman.
But let me ask you, Dan, because obviously we started this at 64. We started this when we first started the show. And I mean, I want to say our comic book knowledge was pretty damn good when we started the show. Obviously, otherwise we wouldn't have. But since then, our comic book knowledge has gone through the roof. Are there any decisions that you can... Yeah, our superhero
Although you
knowledge.
wouldn't know that by watching Terrence.
No, sorry, true. If you had to think off the top of your head, any kind of people that you'd probably put through ahead, not ahead of Batman or ahead of Dick Grayson, but you would have put further up the list, are there any you can think of off the top of your head?
No, do you know what? I was pretty happy. I can't think of any of them off the top of my head. No,
Have you
I'm
found
sure there were.
found respect for maybe some of the superheroes?
Spider-Man. Definitely
Spider-Man, certainly.
He was one of those. I was just like, yeah, I know that people like him, but I'm not sure I do. And now that's completely changed. Go on.
After Superman month, Superman, I'm almost disappointed how I fought for Superman to get through across Dick Grayson, and had it have been me, this probably would have come down to Batman Superman, because after reading those issues.
Yeah, but how do you feel about Dick Grayson now?
I have such a newfound respect for Dick Grayson, having read some of his stories as well. So there is that. And, Batman, Batman's still Batman. I read all the classic Batmans. I still follow all the classic Batmans. But, there's a lot of heroes like that. I mean, I'm sure you have a newfound respect for Daredevil, and we both have...
I'm also really happy that Cyclops was a semi-finalist.
I have a newfound respect for Cyclops, and Hawkeye, we both have a newfound respect. And even the little guys like Iron Fist and Luke Cage and people like that, I think we have more of a newfound respect for, which I think is fantastic. And that's what this was all about at the end of the day, is not only finding who the greatest superhero is of all time, but getting our knowledge up and really increasing
our knowledge up.
Getting our knowledge up and increasing our kind of knowledge on superheroes.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that was very important.
No, I'm happy with it. And once again, thanks everyone for voting. I think it was probably our most commented on video. Well, apart from the Superman Wolverine one, but that doesn't count. It's that. We're going to revisit that.
In all honesty, 3/4 of the people, in fact, I'd say about 9/10 of the people who commented on that video don't watch these as a regular video. And I've got to say, after about 3 weeks of that video being up, I gave up on the comments. So I was just like, you know what, you guys are nerds in the worst respect of the phrase. You are just arguing semantics now. He's the Man of Steel, so obviously Wolverine can cut from him. Oh, you nerd. But no, honestly, it's been fantastic having everyone comment on all the videos, and it's been great for us. I mean, we just
people being interested in it and passionate about it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, we just hit over 900 subscribers, so we are so happy that however many of those came from the Who Wins series is fantastic. And for all those asking, no, we're not going to do villains.
No.
We don't.
Never.
Do you know how much of a bullock it was to do superheroes?
Yeah, it's like I looked it up on YouTube and it's like over 6 hours of content or something just for that series.
I don't think I can do it. I mean, to be honest, if someone gets like a page and like loads of people's, then fine, we'll do it if loads of people. But no, you're just fully against it.
Yeah,
I might do it.
They'll do it on its own then.
Yep.
Ooh. All right.
By the way, we're done here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. And with the close of this, we have some new things going. I have something new going, which I'm going to promote because, why not? I've got the airtime. With another friend of mine, Dominic Pierre, we have a new show that covers films and TV shows and video games, and that show is called The Hype. You can find it at the links down below. Yeah, it's a good time. It's a very different format to this, but We're hoping to get a lot of guests on board. Dan, I know you're going to come on to review some stuff at some point.
We're still negotiating my
fees and stuff.
fees.
I want him to come do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but he's all about the money and it's awkward. But yeah, so check that out. The Hype, links down below. It's going to be a damn good show.
Also, thank you very much for Gosh Comics for letting us film here.
Yeah.
GoshLondon.com to check out any and all information.
All their events, all their offers, all their fantastic stuff. It's a fantastic store. Even if you're in the London area, come and check it out because it is one of the coolest comic book shops I've been to.
And I can say this with the fullest confidence. We will 100% see you next week.
It's Batman.